Hey, everybody. Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Here's this Agile thing, it's actually Toe Show. We are transitioning to the Organizational Effectiveness Show, which is a name that makes Jeff laugh. Because it's not just about Agile anymore. Anyway,
It's all
my
about
name,
feet.
it's about, we're going to have to clarify this as we go along. It's definitely not about feet. My name is Matt Beam.
I am Mike Markey.
I'm Jeff Singleton.
I'm Chandresh Patel.
Welcome, Chandresh. You are our guest this week. Thank you for joining us. You're a friend of Mike's. I'll let Mike introduce you. Mike, please go ahead.
All right. Well, Chandresh and I met many years ago in past life. He was a part of the first Scrum team that I worked with in India. And he was a new member to the organization. He was a fresh face on the team as one of the software developers. And we've kept in touch over the years, and I've gotten to watch him go from someone who was eager to learn about how to work in an agile way to just bringing it to life in his own world. And he has created a company, he has people, he has responsibilities, he is growing, he's a face of agility to a certain extent in India. And so Chandresh, welcome to the show. Chandresh and I met last year for a wonderful lunch, and he regaled me with the story of everything that he had gone through. And I thought, you know what, we got to get this story out into the world. We got to let people know that the principles that Agile is pointing us toward can actually work in a corporate environment. You know, we always have people going, well, that sounds like theory, but it would never work in the real world. Well, real world, I give you Chandresh and his company Bacancy Group and everything that he's been doing. So that's my intro. How's that?
Yeah,
That was
thanks, Mike. Yeah, it was good. Yes, thanks, Mike, for introducing me in this podcast. And this is one of the podcasts that I'm attending first time, I think so, in agile space. Okay, yeah, and so to introduce myself, I worked with the Mike in 2007 to 2011, 4 years, and I didn't know about anything about agile and Scrum and anything. People say that agile is outdated, but still, I mean, there are a lot of things that we have learned so far, and it is keep evolving. A lot of things from methodology to the mindset, right? And we work with a lot of companies. I started my career as a developer, and then worked as a Scrum Master and Agile coach for around 2 to 3 years, and then I started this company in 2011 with my co-founder Binal Patel. And then we gradually, work with the different ideas, because initially when you start any company, I mean, it is really difficult to focus on one thing. And we started with the agile training as a CSM in India for 2 to 3 years, and in parallel, we have also started with the software development. So in 2 to 3 years, something happened where, this PMP and CSM trainings goes to virtual, right? And hotel booking and the other expenses are very, very high. So we decided to stop this training company, that is Vacancy Training, and we continue with focus on one thing, that is software services and software consultancy for vacancy. So we run this company for around 14 years, and first 10 years we more focus on how to build this organization bigger, and we have growth mindset. So we work with a lot of companies in US. So overall we have 70% customer from US and other 30% customer from Europe, UK, Australia. And gradually we moved to, in 2011, we thought that we have good financial condition where we can invest more in different companies. So we added two more co-founder, and we created one more company as a vacancy system. And that company is looking after, hardware products, including the EV charger like supercharger and railways and the other stuffs. In 2023, we have again acquired or merged one of the AI company, that is in software services. And so this is how the journey as a overall looks like as a Bacancy group, where we have right now three companies we're working together to, feeding 1,000 people lives in India. Yeah, so that's a really great journey and I can say the Mike is one of the mentor for me because I didn't know about anything about Agile, and still, I'm using Agile in my organization and to run the organization, I can say that.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for that. It's you are my when you described yourself to me last time and you went you've been a mentor to me. I was so touched by that because I do remember the days when we were working together, uh, and you were always one of those people on the team that I could trust to get input of how things were going, right? And and then when you ended up leaving, and then later I left that organization as well, you went off on your own. You helped organize a couple of conferences in India, didn't you?
Yeah, so in 2013, we have, you know, I have, got the chance to work with the Scrum Alliance and started one of the conference, Agile Scrum International Summit. So it was my early days in entrepreneurship where within our 2 years, I ran that, events with 250 people in Agile Scrum in Bangalore. And then in local, I mean, in Ahmedabad city, we are doing a lot of agile events, and we have group of CEO of IT companies. So we see that what the things are getting changed in the world, and we keep looking after how the AI and the other stuffs are evolving. So yeah, I mean, in meetups in Ahmedabad also, we are doing a lot of stuffs in agile world.
Okay. Matt, you want to ask a question?
I'm just curious. So I want to understand. I understand there's a story behind the name of the company, Vacancy, that I want to ask about at some
Oh
point.
man.
Yeah.
So Mike can relate it because if you see first three letter of vacancy is BAC, right? Backnet. And if you know Backnet is one of the protocol in HVAC system, that is heat ventilation air conditioning domain. And Mike
Networking.
and me
Yeah, and so in HVAC land, there is a communications protocol
protocol.
called BACnet that they used to try to standardize
Interesting.
across equipment from different manufacturers. They could
Yeah.
use this
A
common protocol.
standard protocol for interconnection.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Honeywell, Johnson and Johnson, and Siemens are working together in single platform to use this protocol.
Got
So
it.
I didn't have a dream of creating the company but I got the one domain and started with the back. So I got this domain, and if you see any company like Apple, Google, they didn't have any meaning. I'm not sure they created after that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean once you popular, I mean people start to talking about the brand and how it goes and how you created it, right? Definitely, I mean some people plan it, some got, just go on their way to build the company. Yeah.
So what you're
Yeah.
saying
What's a
is that
what's a Verizon? It wasn't
hanging into
anything.
your but hanging on to your brand, that seems to be important. Once you
Yeah, now
establish it.
it is. Yeah.
Okay, so because of your affiliation with BACnet, or the fact that the early work that you were trying to pursue was tied to BACnet, you thought, oh, we'll call ourselves Vacancy, and that'll be the and then it stuck, and now you're using it. So, do people still know the origin of the word, or do they? It's just what it is now.
I don't think so. We have mentioned anywhere in our website or anything that how the name was created. So, I mean, when the people ask, I mean, I just explain about that, how it was. And so it was nothing to start as a dream. But yeah, I mean, as we go, I mean, as we see and as we experience uh, our life, right? We started to taking the risk, and risk is minimized every time, and see that we can go with a bigger and bigger risk to add more growth in the vacancy.
Okay.
And you went from, it sounded like you said you went from training and then you pivoted to software development and then
E-
got into hardware and then into AI. So that's pretty, I don't know what the word is, ambitious, rangy. Like you are going, like, there's companies that struggle to do any one of those things well. And you seem to have succeeded in all of those. What's the common element? Like, is there a common element in terms of the way you think about it or how you approach how did you decide to pivot like that multiple times?
Yeah, so initially, I have more focus on one thing, that is vacancy software and consulting. So, which was very important because until one brand don't grow much, I mean, you can't focus on the other brands, right?
Mm,
So, what we have seen so far that we have seen that if you have single business and you don't know, I mean, how the risks are associated with that as well. And as we are grown to 1,000 people, I mean, it's our responsibility that how we can feed these people in continuously in future too. So we want to make sure if one business goes down, it other business can also help us to, at least sustain or, to our people to feed with those family too. So when I started, I mean, we started with the two parallel companies, which is software development and training. So if you see when there is a uh, layoff or any other like software development in consulting, you have seen that like in last 2 years, right? That is not too much growth. So if you see here, the training works really well because people are laid off. They want to train themselves with the different trainings in technical or project management, and they want to get a job, right? So we thought like that, but after a few years, I mean, what we have seen that the virtual training concept was really came, and we did not cope up with those changes where it came suddenly, and we did not have funds to invest in both the companies. So we decided to stop one of the company's vacancy training and continue with the vacancy software development, because what we have seen so far that it was growing, we are making profitable, and from day one, I mean, the company is profitable. We are bootstrap. We do not have any investor. And so we continuously, work with a lot of challenges and the things, and the mindset that we have is growth. The reason that we have seen the growth is like we never seen, the profit side, or we never seen balance it. And that is the honest things that I'm telling you.
mm.
Uh, and we never seen as a expense side as well, because until we have good funds in our bank, we are fine. We don't want to see like whether your EBITDA is 25%, 20%, or 30%, doesn't matter. Yeah.
But it sounds like in order to take care of all the people and to continue to do the great work, you have to create more prosperity today and in the future. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah. Yep. S-
Yeah. Yeah, I say that because we talked about the goal and this
mm,
recently, and I don't know if this is exactly the right time to talk about it, but
Well,
um,
we can
yeah.
ease into it, sure. So, Jeff, you haven't asked anything yet. Is there anything you want to jump in with?
First and foremost, I guess I would say Chandresh's response to Matt's question about, you know, trying to focus and pivot and everything like that. What I see from my perspective is he's got this exemplary adaptability, and I'll let him explain if whether he's intentionally baked it into the company or not. But there's going to be environmental changes always. There's always going to be market changes, and you have to be adaptable if you're going to be able to move with the market. And so you may start out, and this is not uncommon, startups that they say, this is what we're going to do. Yeah, well, that's fine until you figure out that's not what the market wants right now. Maybe it's
yeah.
an idea ahead of its time. And so, Chandresh, I guess, tell me about the intentionality of being adaptable and just kind of the general culture that you've tried to foster in the company?
Yeah, so I always think about how we have adopt technology or any other things, because if you see, I mean, in overall last 10 years, right, after pandemic, things are getting changed a lot. So adoption is not on technology side only, but we have adopted work from home culture in India for still we people are working from home here in our company. So yeah, I mean, whether it is a finance, whether it is a HR, whether it is marketing, we are adopting a lot. And if you see from last 7 to 8 years, I mean, these SEO digital marketing trends are getting up a lot, right? Earlier, if you see, I mean, the people are salespeople and doing the sales and marketing and getting the business. So our 95% business coming from digital marketing. That is one of the adoption that I can explain you in way of the growth of the company. And that's how we generate the leads. We build the business. We close a lot of customers from US. So on an average, we can say that we are closing around 8 to 9 customer per month from US only. So those are the big size or medium size company who want to offshore their work to India. So we do a lot of digital marketing activities. That is one of the adoption I can say that where the earlier people are hired the people as a salesperson or marketing person and do the sales and getting the business right. And that's how the landscape is getting changed in marketing. On HR side, if you see, I mean, work from home culture was started, and again, after a few years, people want come back in the company and work from office as well. And there are companies who are strict to invite the people to the companies in to work from office as well, right? So these are the changes we are adopting a lot. And in technology side, I think we are working with 13 to 15 different technologies, including front end, back end, CRM, and lot of stuffs, including Salesforce, SAP, Microsoft Dynamics. In front end, there are a lot of front end technology, mobile apps. There is a hybrid technology, React Native, Flutters. So we are a technology company where we are keep adopting the technologies like Python is right now in demand, right? Due to the AI. So that's how we are evolving, and we do a lot of trial and error. And we start with the marketing, whether those, whatever the changes coming into the world, whether those changes are possible to implement in our company or not. So right now also, we are doing a lot of trial and error with new 2 to 3 technologies. If we fail it, we don't accept it and we don't adopt it. If we think that, okay, things are going really growing, then we adopt it and scale it, right? So that's how we are scaling our team, day by day, and see that what things work, what things doesn't work. So whatever doesn't work, we left it, and whatever the things will work, and we adopt it and we scale it. And that's how we see as adoption. Second thing is like, the mindset of our is not, making lot of profits, lot of money, because at the end, it's not about how much money you spend on your own, right? I mean, we spend a lot of money on people, our marketing. We are also trying with the different ideas and see that how those investment can help us to grow in next few years as well. Yeah.
Okay, one of the things that you brought up, uh, I'm going to put two things together. At the very beginning, you said you didn't set out to make this giant company, or even a big. You just started out to do things, and then you were just saying that you're growing experimentally. You look at a potential area and you invest some time and some money into seeing whether or not there's anything there, and then you pivot accordingly.
Yeah.
It's a sounds like a quick agile experiment.
Yep.
So is that in general how has it been that organic over the years, that from the inception you just kind of, let's see what works and let's move where the traction is?
Yeah. So when we started, I mean, we got few of the customer to started to get few of the profits. So I mean, if you see here, you can say that. For first 4 years, I mean, we just got around $400 salary per month, me and my partner.
Hmm.
And all the money that we have invested, and we see that what things work and what doesn't, right? And right now, we can invest a lot with the different companies, and we see that how things goes. So the thing, like the first thing is, people always want a good salary first, right? And when I quit from the corporate world, right, I got a good salary as per the Indian market, right? But when you comes to the entrepreneurships, I mean, you cannot expect the same money to be coming out from day one, right?
Yeah.
And first few years are very challenging for me and my partner and everyone in the company to, because initially you cannot see that you can get the money as like you are doing job. And so initial was a big struggle, and then gradually we see that if we invest more, we can grow more. So that fundamental works really well, and that's how we have started to invest in the company, and we see that okay, this really help us to grow in different ways. So once we have built the vacancy software, and then we have seen that what we can do, and we got two more co-founder, and we built another company. So the vacancy concept is to, having the more co-founder and more companies. So all the people have win-win situations. We have funds to invest. And the people who are working as a co-founder, I mean, they are also, growing over a time, and they also getting benefit out of that. So that's how the model that we have built is co-founder model, not as a single person to own the company and build as a bigger.
Okay. What do you think distinguishes the culture of vacancy from maybe what you've seen before?
Yeah, so as you know that Agile is my blood and core, and so I want to just explain that as you execute the project or product in Scrum and Agile, I run this company in Agile way. In We follow the Scale Agile process, and we implement as a framework to run the company. So how we do that, I will explain you. But before that, can I share the screen and explain you how this started with the goal and purpose
Oh,
and
sure.
everything?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Okay, great. So let me just share my screen. Okay. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so this is what we think that we are doing in a company. We keep innovating, and we see that what things work and what doesn't work. So if you see in Agile or Scrum, particular Scrum, right? Scrum has some values and principles, right? So what we do that whenever we start any presentations or in our company, I mean, we make sure that what we want to convey to the people, right? And that is the two most important things that we want to convey. First thing is like customer satisfaction is our highest priority because we are in service, we are not in product, right? Our people are our product. In When you have a product, you have features, and those features are as a end customer using, right? In the same way, as we are in service, our people are our product. And as if we want to satisfy our customer, our people must be very good in way of how they are executing and how they are communicating and how they are right. So first thing we are communicating to our employees is the customer satisfaction is our highest priority, and we are also taking these prints to different our office space, and we print it and we put it, and we make sure that in their mindset this is one of the highest priority for them to having the customer satisfaction. Second thing is employee matters. So we always make them feel that we believe that our employees are our great asset, and without them we can't do anything. And that's how we feel them valued, empowered, and inspired. And we always talk about the people. We always feel them okay. I mean, they are part of vacancy, and we want to grow together, and they can see that sometimes are bad, sometimes are good, and they work with us, and they understand that okay, I mean, things things will change in the future if things are not well. So some quarters are good, some quarters are bad. So that's how we work. Second thing is, if you see in Agile, right, there is values and principle and Scrum particular. So I have created, my own values and principle, and that is the three things that values of vacancy, sustainability, excellence, and innovation. And we keep propping about it. And in onboarding process of any employees, we have 4 hours of training to understand that values and the culture and the principles. And these are the principles that we keep communicating with our people in very periodic way, every 6 months or 1 year. We want to make sure that should be in their blood when they are working with our company. So, so that's how we are differentiate where we started. Whenever any employees on board, I mean, we make sure that they first understand the value and principle. The reason is like business are keep changing, right? You are in one business today, after 10 years you will be in another business, but your value and principle won't change. If you see a lot of companies who are 100 years old, like General Motors or Ford, or I'm not sure the name in US, but in India, if you see Vadilal or Tata or Reliance, I'm not sure Reliance, but yeah, Tata and the other trust, they are 100 years old companies. And why they have survived? The reason is only the values and principle. It is not about the product and service they are giving, right? Because product and service are keep changing as the world is getting changed. And that's how, we make sure that people understand our values and principle. And, they operate in that way where they can give the outcome in the same way that we are expecting. And these are the things that we are trying to, communicating as an overall goal and purpose of the company, right? Not as what the products that we delivering to our customers. Yeah, so
Okay.
that is the one way. Second is like, we are running a lot of sprints. And in the sprints, I mean, we always, uh, as quarterly, right? Right, we are doing quarterly meeting with the company. So transparency is one of the key that we want to communicate what is going on, where we are and where we want to go, right? So we are running a lot of sprints, and in the sprints we make sure that our each department is keep improving. So in the department, I can say one is an engineering team, one is a project management, one is tech leadership, one is HR. In HR, there are learning and development, recruitment, HR operations. We have legal team, we have finance team. So all people are, we want to make sure that our customers, our employees are getting satisfied with the improvements that we are doing every quarter. So we plan it what we want to improve as a top business value that we want to deliver to our company, right? And we see that if things are working well, we adopt it, we scale it. If things won't work, then we just, move it. And as like we are not process-oriented company, we are purely agile. We don't follow a lot of processes because when you use the process, you lose the common sense, right? So common sense is very, very important part. So we make sure and we communicate with the people in vacancy that process are important, but make sure that you use common sense over a process. So you can have the good decision and you can satisfy our customers. Yep.
So as you've grown and scaled and added people throughout the years, has it become more challenging to maintain that culture and make it clear to people, or have you find it necessary to measure like developer experience to make sure that people are all aligned, or like can you talk a little bit about like the challenges or like how do you maintain that level of culture? It's a thing that I've
Uh,
noticed.
okay. Yeah. So when the team was small, it was easy because I was the main face to the company where I was communicating directly, and so over a time, we have grown the team, and what we have identified is good leaders, right, and leadership skills. Because I always believe that the people who are having the good leadership skills, they can really grow faster in the company as well. So we identify the good leaders who can. So it is always about when you are individually good doesn't mean that you have good leadership skill, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we understand and we see that which people has a good leadership skill. And as like in US, first we trust on the people and we see that how things the person is, performing on the leadership level. If the person is performing well, I mean, we promote and we go with, and we as myself, I'm taking care of 40 people team in company. It is my core team. So we have built our core team where we have senior leadership team, you can say that, right? And every 15 days we are running the sprints. We have divided our sprints into I think in the entire quarter into 6 sprints, and each sprint is 15 days. So just let me just show you the one thing that you can think of it like, I'm not sure this slide is right, but yeah, I mean,
So you mentioned you've got this core team. I'll just do this while you're digging this up.
okay, yeah.
So, an organization, especially as you grow, this the principles that you have that drive you when the company's small, it's easy for you to disseminate that. How do you make sure that those principles and values stay strong as they go as the company grows?
Yeah, so the one of the main factor what I have seen is communication, right? Because once you do the communication one time and you leave it, it is one of the biggest issue that you face, right? So what we do that we keep communicating same and same things repeatedly every quarter, every 6 months, every 1 year, right?
Yeah.
And that's how we
Consistency.
do that. If you see any CEO in the any company, they keep repeating same things again and again. The reason is like they want that mindset to be set up like that. So when you see like company like Apple, right? It's a innovation. Company like Amazon, it's more on customer feedback and evolving the product based on the customer feedback, right? And the same way, the Bacancy we want to build on culture. The culture is the main things that it is our core part, and we want to make sure that people join the company because of the culture that we have built so far, and we want to communicate in future too. The culture is one of the way that we want to build this company.
It says one company, one goal. Is the goal the maintenance of the culture? Is that what you'd say the goal
So
is?
let me just explain you here. So we do the quarterly goals, right? So this is the numbers. It is not about the money here. It is about the developers who are working with us, with the customers, right? So in the quarter 3, we had a goal of to achieve 330 developers. That is the number you can think of it like right now. And we have achieved 340. That is on top of that 10 more, right? And initially we had 310 when we started this quarter 3. And in quarter 4, we have achieved is 340. It is more on that what we have thought of it, right? The thing is like we have printed lot of materials. We have stick on our wall in our offices. That is this is our goal, and this is what we want to achieve. And it's not easy to communicate, right? Every time. Because in the quarter meeting, we just communicate this is what we want to achieve. And people align in the same goal, and we work together to achieve it. And whatever the problems we're facing, right? We want to solve it as immediate basis. So it's more on, it's not about processes like or something. Everybody is focusing on the goal, how we want to achieve and what we want to do to achieve it, rather than what process that you follow, right? Doesn't matter. If the process is not impacting the goal, then this process we eliminate and we just remove from our day-to-day work. And that's how we see that how we can have the single company single goal, and we want to achieve that goal. So if you see here, the monthly dedicated developers is for staffing, like we are adding the developers to our customer, right? As like we deliver to our so we see that, okay, right now in quarter 4 we have 340 developers. We want to achieve 375 in quarter 1 in 2025. So sometimes we
Yeah.
achieve it, sometimes we don't achieve it, but it doesn't mean that we just don't communicate. it's okay, I mean, to fail, and we always encourage people to, it's okay to make the mistakes, it's okay to fail. Because when you make a mistakes, it's not about, it is person's mistakes, but it is the issue with the company. The first, maybe the reason is training, if the person is not properly trained. And second thing is communication. If you haven't communicate what is expected, right, it might be the issue that you are not getting the outcome. So that's how we are doing right now as a part of one goal, one company, and we communicate, we print a lot of medias. We also send an email every 15 days and we see that, okay, what we want to achieve.
This is fascinating. So the goal is, as I understand it, to employ as many developers as possible within the using the culture. Is that
Yeah,
what you
so this is how we are doing. So we have quarter 4, we have achieved 340 and we want to reach at 375.
got it?
And that's how we do. And so we have slides for each technology, like what are the initiatives for sales and marketing team in quarter 1? What are the initiatives in project management? What are the initiatives in tech leadership? So we have structure of engineering leaders and then engineering manager, director of engineering team. So what we want to see, like we want to implement the AI tools in our day-to-day activities like GitHub Copilot, SonarQube, ChatGPT Cloud, and a lot of stuff, low code, no code tools that we want to implement to give the productivity higher, right? So HR, what we want to improve as a overall in this quarter. So every quarter we are improving the every department, and that's how our customers are getting satisfied and our employees are getting satisfied.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you've got these goals. You invest in communication to get everyone on board with those goals. I
Yes, and that is one of the
and that's
toughest things. Yeah.
yeah. Now, last time you and I had talked, you had mentioned that you have say lieutenants. You have people who are the closest to you in the organization in terms of rank or time with the company. And last year when we were talking, you were taking a 5-month extended holiday with your family, and I
Yep.
was asking how's the company doing without you,
Yeah.
and and your response was it's doing fine, and I don't have to worry about it because I trust the people that I have closest to me. It's to do what I would do,
Yeah. So in
and
last June we have two months holiday, and right now we are is more than 1 month we are traveling to US, right? So we are not worrying about, and even I'm not taking too much call with our team as well. They are like self-organized team. You can see that as like in project. I mean, you don't need to tell them what to do and how to do, right? Just you need to tell them what to do. So that's how we are communicating. Our role is to communicate what to achieve, and we have funds to give you, and we are sponsor for any of the things that you want to learn, if you want to invest in marketing or any other things. But our most of the teams are self organized team where they take the decisions and we give them a lot of trust and freedom to take it to the next step.
this has an obvious next question. The test of a culture is how well does the culture survive? What's your turnover rate? Like, do you lose people? Do
Uh,
people leave the company?
yeah, so there are 2 or 3 things I can consider while leaving the people. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, we have good retention rate where the people join the company, and people who are looking for very high salary or any other things, they might can leave the company. But yeah, I mean, on the perspective of culture, I mean, we have really good retention rate and we make sure that our people stay with us as a long time. So we are doing a lot of activities and the other stuff to make sure that our people are grow with us. And we only see that where there are a lot of product companies in India who can give the good salary compared to service industry here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they move to Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad. The people who are in Ahmedabad, they do not, because we are top 5 companies. It is size of 1,000 people in Ahmedabad in service-based company. All other
Okay.
companies are very small companies, like 50 people, 100 people to 200 people. But yeah, I mean, I can say and proudly say that this is one of the company in top 5 companies who have started in Ahmedabad and grow to this level.
That's awesome. So you're saying that people might leave because there's more money in another job or another location, but they're not leaving because you gave them the freedom to be on a self-directed team,
Yeah.
which is one of the things that a lot of organizations I work with will complain about. They're like, well, they don't want to be self-directed; they want to be told what to do.
So yeah, so here what you see here, I mean the Glassdoor, the reviews, the
Yeah,
981 people have given the Glassdoor reviews, and so most of the people talking about the culture. The reason is like that's how we have communicated from starting, like how to build this culture, what we are doing, what we are not doing. So that's how we are trying to build a culture where we want to make sure that communication is a key, because when you grow more, it is very hard to communicate every level, right? So, so our leaders, we communicate with our leaders, which we want to communicate to their team. So we want to make sure that we don't have too much layers of hierarchy. We have only 2 layers of hierarchy in the organization, and all other teams are working as a network, right? Team of team, and they are communicating to each other and take the decisions. And we are making sure that we don't want to involve ourselves to make any decisions. We want to just make sure that decisions are taken are getting outcome in a right way or not. If we see that some mistakes are happen, it's okay. It's okay to make the mistakes, and we see the next time how we can improve it.
Chandresh, I guess in line with all that, you bill yourself as a happiness first philosophy
Yeah.
company. One question I have is, how are you measuring happiness? How do you measure happiness?
One is a retention things that what we do that people who are leaving, right? I mean, me myself, sometimes when they are on senior leaderships or in manager level, I do one-to-one meeting and to make sure that what are the reasons for them. And the another thing is like we keep getting the survey every 6 months. And I'm looking after more on operations, not in sales and client communication. So, so I myself, talk with, we have a lot of sessions, including coffee with director. Then there is a sessions where you can do one-to-one monthly meeting, and that is any person can come and meet us anytime. So when you have big company, it is very hard to communicate, right? To at CXO level, because it's very hard, and we have very open culture where we make sure that if they don't communicate, we go and communicate with them. So that's how every 15 days or 1 month we have director with coffee sessions where me and my partner Binal, we both do separate meetings with 8 people, and we don't talk about projects or products or any other technical things. We only talk about personal things and what they see as a company and what are the improvements that we can do. So the feedbacks is very important for us, and that's how we are making sure that we implement those feedbacks. It is better for us because in future in products there is a features, right? And in features there is a improvement. The same way, I mean, we take positively the feedback from our employees and we implement and we change it over a time. So we give a lot of benefits as well, like health insurance and a lot of stuff which is not common in India, and which can help us to stay with us longer time. And we are the company where we give the good salary package, good increment. As like our customers, we are growing, and from last 5 years, I can say we grow 80% every year, and that's how that is one of the great things that I can see. And
80% annually.
yeah, I think from 2020 to 2024. So I can say 2018 we have around 250 people, and then gradually, within a 5 years, I mean, the growth is 1,000 people. Out of that, 900 people in vacancy services and 100 people in vacancy system, which is part of hardware development.
I see. 80% growth towards the goal. Yeah, makes sense. Cool.
What are you here for this time? What are you doing this month in the States?
Yeah, so in this month, we are meeting our existing customers, and we have, Expo in HIMSS as a healthcare conference in Las Vegas in from March 3rd to 6th. So we are exhibiting one of our product, which is, patch for the medical doctor. And so we are exhibiting this product, and we invite you, all of you, to come to our booth and have the demo for our product. So that is one of the hardware product that we are exhibiting in this month.
Okay, Las Vegas. Got
Yep.
it. All right. Yeah, I guess I think, Matt, you're right. I think this may have been
An Agile thing turned into an organizational effectiveness show, and my name has been Matt Beam.
and I have been Mike Markey.
I'm still Jeff Singleton.
And
And I'm
you
Chandresh
are.
here.
Thank you, Chandresh Patel, so much for joining.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, please
Thanks,
come
Mike.
back and we'll check in again.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, all of you, to give the great opportunity to, part of this podcast. And as like day and night time in India and US, it is very difficult to attend this podcast in your daytime as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it is good time to talk with you, all of you guys.
Yeah, we are very lucky that you happen to be in town. So we took advantage of this.
Yeah,
All right.
thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody. We'll see you next week, Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Time. See you soon, Chandresh.
See you. Bye. Good day.
See ya.
Good day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.